So, when you talk about someone who's multi talented, does many, many things, not just one, a hero in many aspects, he served this wonderful nation that we live in. And thank you for your service. And he's a chaplain, but he's also a publisher and a book author. And he's here to tell you about some business things, and then he's going to tell you about his books and his publishing business. And yes, you need to write a review for his books. So over to you, Chaplain Jones. Tell us all about it.
Thank you, Elizabeth and Elton. It is a pleasure to be here this evening. And so I hope that everyone here is having a wonderful time. My name is Kermit Jones, and it is Kermit like the frog, but I'm a junior. So I was named after my dad, not the frog. Used to be a very popular name until Jim Henson messed it up, but that's okay. We won't go there. As you mentioned, I've been a Navy chaplain. I'm currently a Navy chaplain in the reserves. And so I still get to serve, and I'm grateful for that opportunity because I get to serve those who are serving. And so that is unique and special to me, and I absolutely love it. And my day job that I currently do is I'm actually a business coach. So I have a company called Camel Coaching. It's Camel with a K. And I work with business owners to help them increase their profits. I will double their profits or find them an extra $100,000 within the next 12 months in 45 minutes or less, or I will give them $100. So it's a pretty fun deal. But that's not why we're here tonight. We're here at this time because of the opportunity to talk about books. And about 13 years ago, I found my family. The Navy had put us in Southern Virginia in the middle of nowhere, and we had power outages that were occurring about once a month for anywhere between a half a day and a full day. And I got to thinking, I probably need to be a little bit better prepared. And so there was about the time, if you remember, a TV show that came out called Doomsday Preppers, and it was basically these. Sorry, I keep hitting the camera. It was these preppers or preparedness people, emergency preparedness, and they were scaring their kids with, if you don't put your gas mask on in 60 seconds, you're going to die. And I got to thinking, that's probably not the best way to teach kids because I had 4 young daughters at the time, and I was trying to figure out how would I teach my kids reasons for being prepared and just general preparedness. I mean, even the government says we should be able to go 3 days without food and water and electricity. And I said, well, I'd do what any normal person would do. I'd go to Amazon and buy a children's book. And so I went to Amazon, and guess what? There were no books for children on emergency preparedness. So I wrote the first one. So Prep Repeat Prepares is an introduction to prepping for kids. That was a fun foray that got me started into the topic. And then he came up with his friend, Survivalist Sam, and that talks about the beans, bullets, bandages, and barter. I was also teaching my kids about gun safety, so Prepper Pete's Gun of a Son came out, and that was a bestseller on Amazon for several months, which was kind of fun. And then the 12 Days of Prepper Christmas are actually based on a true story of the 12 things that my wife's sister gave me for Christmas that year. Now, that was a fun journey, don't get me wrong. Loved making the books, had a wonderful time. I would get invited to come speak like at kindergartens and first grades and that sort of stuff as a local author. And then the day prior, I saw this pattern. I'd get a phone call from someone and they would say, oh, you know what, I'm so sorry. And I'd be, let me guess, you opened the book finally and you saw on page 17, there's a picture of a gun. Or on page 13, there's a picture of a knife. And they were like, yeah, we can't have you come speak at a public school. And so I decided that I would write a book that didn't have guns or knives, but still taught the importance of being prepared. And I started it way back when, about a decade ago. Unfortunately, though, the Navy had different plans for me. They activated me. They moved me to California, back to Virginia, to New Orleans, and now I'm in Alabama. And finally, last year, I had the opportunity to kind of reignite my passion. I had forgotten how much fun it was. It started with amateur radio, and I wrote a book called Radio Rick Relays Relief. It's an introduction to, well, this one's actually a ham emergency hero, but it's an introduction to ham radio for kids. And that was a lot of fun. I partnered up with Angry American, who writes the Going Home series. We wrote Survivalist Sam Saves the Day. And then the book that just came out on September 1st of this year, and this is what I really need some help with, is Nervous Ned Needs to Know. And unfortunately, I actually gave it away to a kid yesterday, so it wasn't in my backpack, but it looks like this. And you can find it on wherever books are sold, Amazon, Books A Million, wherever, and it is a introduction to PACE planning for kids. And so PACE planning, if you're not familiar, it's something that actually special forces use and emergency preparedness people, but it stands for primary, alternate, contingency, and emergency. So how do I plan for different things? And the book itself goes through emergency communication. So, my primary is I know a phone number. My alternate is I know my address. I might know an email. I know to call 911 if things are just really bad. And it helps parents have a conversation with their kids about these topics in a way that becomes fun and friendly. And then towards the back of the book, and you've seen a copy of this, I think, Elizabeth, there's actually a place for them to do their own PACE planning, their own emergency plan, their own, depending on where you live. Like I live in Alabama currently. We have tornadoes from time to time. So our kids, do they know what steps to take? What's the first option, the second option, the third option? And PACE planning just gives them a very clear way to kind of think through it with their parents and develop a plan and a best. Because the best preparedness that you can do is to be educated and to develop skill sets. And so uh, I've got about 20 more books planned currently, well, maybe 40. It's just a matter of time. But right now, Nervous Ned Needs to Know would be a great gift for anyone in your world, especially with the upcoming holidays, anyone in your world that has kids, to introduce them to the realities of why being prepared is a good idea. So that's the
Show
long and short
show
of it,
us all
Elizabeth.
the books. Show us all the books. Yeah.
So
And
this is,
yes. And you're not the first veteran who has done preparedness. Every
yes,
veteran that I have met or interviewed has told me about how we need to get prepared. We need to,
that is true,
pack a
but I was the
bag, and we need to
got to
ready to
have your
go.
go bag. That's right. But
So
I was the first one to write a children's book on it. So, and
yeah, so
now I'm just having fun. So,
yeah.
always looking to partner with people.
That sounds amazing. All right, so get the books, write a review, and we will make sure that you know how to find the books. All right, the books are available everywhere the books are sold. They'll also be soon available on my store in time for Black Friday. So make sure that you get the links and that you get the books. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right.